peek inside the pages of Laura Palmer's secret diary. Coming up next.
I still felt the hands and the mouths of the men I'd been with hours before the photo was taken.
This is stage 33 at Universal Studios in Hollywood, California. Just an empty canvas until directors, technicians, and actors come here and color it with their special creativity. Hello, I'm Alan Thicke, reminding you only 103 shopping days left until Christmas. That means all the fall rituals have begun. Kids go back to school. Somewhere there's a quarterback getting $2 million not to play. And the networks start screaming, "Watch me, watch me." And some people will say, why should we watch? It's the same old every year. Well, this time they'll be wrong, because this year ABC has Twin Peaks and Cop Rock.
Tonight, in this special sneak preview, we'll take you behind the scenes of Twin Peaks and Cop Rock, TV's most innovative new shows.
Step up, chump. Let's see what you got. Let's see what you got. Don't be coming for you, ready or not.
And we'll attempt to unravel Twin Peaks' biggest mysteries.
As W.C. Fields would say, I'd rather be here than Philadelphia.
We'll talk to the stars.
We're all normal in this town. Believe it or not, it's everyone watching who's abnormal.
To me, Twin Peaks sits on the edge of something real and something not real.
I love the aspect of, you know, to use a circus analogy, that we're up there without a net, you know. Wow.
And meet the people who created the shows.
It's a tremendous ensemble cast, and they all sing.
I like to watch some films over and over again because of the mood and the sense of place. And it's just so much fun to go there. And that's hopefully, you know, what Twin Peaks is.
So hold on to your seats, get ready, and...
Last season, viewers were left hanging without an answer to the biggest TV mystery in years. Who killed
Laura Palmer?
Every decade has its TV cult. Now, I was never a Trekkie myself, but I do confess I am a peeker. So I'm waiting for the answer just like you. But there's so much more to Twin Peaks than a riveting murder mystery. There's a whole look and a feel and a texture. So let's grab a cup of joe, some jelly donuts, and take a run up that highway into town. It's in the Pacific Northwest.
5 miles south of the Canadian border, 12 miles west of the state line.
And 180 degrees away from anything else on television. To begin with, this isn't small-town America the way it's usually portrayed.
You stupid little slut.
This is rural life with a dark side. Secrets, scandals, murders, and more cheating hearts than Hank Williams ever imagined.
Thought you could teach me.
The moment you hit Twin Peaks, you know for sure you're not in Mayberry anymore.
Leland's daughter was murdered and the Norwegians left.
It needed to be away from the regular world and be a kind of a hair of a dream spot. And it needed a woods that had a wind of a mystery, you know, blowing through it.
It was a small town tucked away. And that enabled us to do a place that was filled with secrets and away from the world, which is kind of the way Twin Peaks should feel to people. I like to think the show is some sort of weird funhouse mirror held up to real life in a way that people can recognize and relate to.
There's also some feeling that anything can happen.
One day, my log will have something to say about this.
The best way to get to know Twin Peaks is to follow the map. To the north is Black Lake, where Laura Palmer's body was found.
She's dead. Wrapped in plastic.
Laura was 17 and a model teenager, or so it seemed. But after she joined the Heavenly Choir, a very different side of her personality came out.
So we're all partying. Girls are all getting pretty high. Everybody's pretty crazy. Laura, she's all tied up. Oh, she like that.
Over here is the sheriff's office. That's where you'll usually find FBI agent Dale Cooper, who's come to town to track down Laura's killer. Cooper somehow manages to be both methodical and quirky at the same time.
Sheriff, what kind of fantastic trees have you got growing around here? Big, majestic.
Douglas firs.
Douglas firs. Can someone give me a copy of the coroner's report on the dead girl?
Cooper tries to go by the book, only his book includes chapters J. Edgar Hoover never dreamed of.
By way of explaining what we're about to do, I am first going to tell you a little bit about the country called Tibet.
Agent Cooper has a serious affinity for coffee.
Mr. Cooper, how do you take it?
Black as midnight on a moonless night.
Pretty black.
And a seemingly insatiable appetite for cherry pie.
This must be where pies go when they die. The show looks different than anything else that I've seen on television, first of all, which I think is a big thing. And the people don't behave normally on the show, which is it's a lot of fun to do, and it's fun to watch, too.
Assisting Agent Cooper on the case is a small-town sheriff with a big-time name, Harry S. Truman, the town's straightest arrow.
I've always thought of Harry as the designated driver. Everybody in Twin Peaks is sort of reeling, drunk, and out of control on some kind of excess. You know, everyone is either drunk on greed, or drunk on need, or drunk on sex, or drunk on craving attention, or somehow they're reeling around out of control, and Harry is the designated driver. He's got to stay sober and take care of everybody.
There are also two deputies helping out, Hawk and Andy. Andy's in love with the sheriff's secretary, Lucy, who's single-handedly done more for the donut industry than anyone since Winchell.
A policeman's dream.
Yep. Lucy sets it up for us every night.
Sheriff, is everything okay? There's extra jelly donuts for Agent Cooper.
This is where Laura's family lives. Her father, Leland, is a prominent attorney, but Laura's death may have snapped his cords. Meanwhile, Mrs. Palmer is having psychic visions about the murder, but more about that later. Laura's boyfriend was high school drug pusher Bobby Briggs, but she was also having an affair with nice guy biker James Hurley. And now that Bobby knows about it, he's out to get James. But James now loves Donna Hayward, Laura's best friend, and the two of them, joined by Laura's look-alike cousin Madeline, are out to catch the killer. They started by focusing on Laura's psychiatrist, Dr. Jacoby, who could use a little couch time himself. Now, the bad side of town is headquartered across the border at One-Eyed Jack's, a casino and brothel run by Blackie O'Reilly. Laura Palmer may have been a prostitute here. She definitely had links to Jacques Renault, who worked in the casino dealing cards and drugs. Jacques is one of two prime suspects in Laura's murder. The other is his drug-dealing partner, Leo Johnson, a mean-spirited trucker with a penchant for beating his wife, Shelley.
It's gonna hurt you.
Him seeing Shelley. So now Leo's out to get Bobby. Shelley works over here at the Double R Diner, which is owned by Norma Jennings.
When I read the script, it was very exciting. And then the cast. I mean, it has got just the most wonderful elements for an actress.
Are you okay?
Hank got his parole. He's coming home.
Norma's husband, Hank, just got out of prison. Hank claims he's mended his ways, but he's clearly a repeat offender at heart and is somehow tied to Leo Johnson.
Told you to mind the store, Leo, not open your own franchise. Hey, guys.
While Hank was in prison, Norma fell for Big Ed Hurley. He's James's uncle. But Big Ed's married to Nadine, who's obsessed with inventing silent drape runners. There's also a part of town you won't find on any map, a psychic world where things get even weirder than in Twin Peaks itself, if that's possible. Agent Cooper visits here in his dreams. This is where he met Mike, a one-armed man. Mike led him to Bob, a psychic world lowlife who also appeared in one of Mrs. Palmer's visions.
You may think I've gone insane, but I promise I will kill again.
But we haven't heard much from Bob lately, or from the dancing dwarf who stole the show in one of Cooper's dreams.
She's very vicious.
What does it all mean? Who knows? But Laura Palmer's murder is only the main plot. There are enough subplots here to make a soap opera jealous. Everything from your basic adultery and arson to real estate scams and secret societies. The sawmill, for instance, is one point where plots and subplots often cross. The mill is owned by Josie Packard, but it's managed by Josie's sister-in-law, Catherine, who's trying to force Josie out. Catherine's married to Pete, who found Laura's body, but she's having an affair with Ben Horn, who owns the Great Northern Lodge. Ben's after the sawmill, too, for a development site, and he's playing Josie and Catherine against one another. Ben's daughter, Audrey, a teenage vixen with bright light dreams, thinks Agent Cooper might be her ticket out of Twin Peaks. So to win his affection, she's trying to crack the Palmer case, too, by going undercover as a hooker at One-Eyed Jack's. Meanwhile, hasn't Josie Packer been seeing Sheriff Truman, who doesn't know that Josie may have had her husband killed by Hank Jennings? And hasn't Ben Horn, tired of trying to buy the sawmill from Josie, hired Leo Johnson to torch it? Leo's plotting to end his marital woes at the same time by tying Shelley up inside the mill before he burns it down. Had enough? Never. With a plot that works on more levels than a coal miner, you have to wonder just how thought out Twin Peaks really is.
Not too thought out.
Very thought out.
I've got it. I've solved one of the big mysteries in Twin Peaks. You know the cause of all that murder and mayhem? Caffeine.
Can we offer you gentlemen a cup of joe?
Mrs. Packard, you said the magic word.
Have a cup of coffee, please.
Cup of coffee.
Can I finish my coffee first?
Anyone for a warm-up?
Oh, yeah.
These people drink enough coffee to buy Juan Valdez a summer home. No wonder there are so many jangled nerves.
Damn good coffee. And hot.
Fresh coffee.
We're gonna need some more coffee.
It is the caffeine.
The sugar level, the caffeine level, all conspires to make things a little squirrely.
I don't think there can ever be enough, too much caffeine.
David's all for caffeine. It's just a sort of a general phenomenon that should be, spread and promulgated as many directions as possible.
Fellas, don't drink that coffee. You'd never guess. There was a fish in the percolator.
We'll have more from Twin Peaks later with some exclusive new clues from Laura Palmer herself. But next up, Cop Rock. Song is #1 with a bullet. They just might mean it. Cop Rock premieres Wednesday, September 26th at 10 o'clock. And we'll be right back with one of Laura Palmer's most revealing secrets.
Dealers,
Earlier, we gave you a guided tour of Twin Peaks and introduced you to its most famous and infamous citizens. Now, to get us all up to speed for the new episodes, here's a quick look at where they left us dangling when last season ended.
Oh, my God.
Kelly!
Just help me.
Quiet.
I'm thinking.
Close your eyes. This is such stuff as dreams are made of.
Well, as promised, we've saved something special for you peekers until the very end. This is big, an exclusive inside tip about this season. A key discovery will be made in the Laura Palmer murder case that provides some startling revelations about Laura and some surprising new clues. Remember Laura's diary and how it didn't really reveal very much? Well, that's because she kept another diary hidden. A secret diary. A real diary.
Dear Diary, falling in love is like holding a white flag out to your enemies and saying, we give up. We're in love. Love is surrender. I can't do that until I know for certain that Bob is really dead. Until there is a corpse that I can kick as many times as I please. God, I hope that day comes soon.
Over the sound.
Dirty Harry's back.
So here we go. A new season, new shows, new dimensions. Daring and dramatic, weird and wonderful, strange and surreal. I didn't make this stuff up either. Critics and viewers alike agree that Twin Peaks and Cop Rock are going to make things just a little different this year. Be there from the beginning to see for yourself. Have a great viewing season. Thanks for watching, and good night.
Late night tonight, America's watching Into the Night with Rick Dees. Join him tonight with baseball great Steve Garvey.
3 very different couples living under the same roof, all with just one thing in common. They're married people. A new comedy all about wedded bliss. This fall here on ABC.
Stay tuned for 2020. Next.
Tomorrow, the deck is stacked with headbangers and cliffhangers. It's the final piece before the fall premiere where the odd get even Twin Peaks.
Can you beat that?